Good morning, students. One more pleasant Thursday here. We are here to study English from 7th standard. In last week, we have covered our first chapter. It is me, Abu Subair. We already said we have to cover two portions in a chapter. Each chapter containing one prose and one poem. So here we have to study the first poem from our English textbook. Dear students, please look here. We are starting our chapter. Our poem, the name of our poem is The Squirrel. The Squirrel. You know what is the meaning of squirrel? It is a small animal. It is a lovely creature. So let's look what is the poem Squirrel. The Squirrel poem, here first we can introduce the poet's name. Who is poet? Mildred Bowes Armstrong. Mildred Bowes Armstrong. It is a female poet. It is a female poet, Mildred Bowes Armstrong. Please listen this spelling. Please look this spelling of her name. Don't make any mistake. They have a chance to ask who is the poet of the poem The Squirrel in exam. So listen this spelling, Mildred Bowes Armstrong. Study this carefully. So let's look this poem. It is a small poem, very small poem. Let's look how it is that. Before this poem, let's study about poetry. What is poetry? We can look that. The word poetry originates from a Greek word meaning to make. The word poetry. The poetry came from poem. We know that it has a close relation. So the word poetry originates from a Greek word. This word poetry came from the Greek word, from a Greek word. We know there's many names of different things in English. It is taken from Greek words or any other Italian words, like that words. It is taken from there. Same as that way, this word poetry also taken from Greek word. It is meaning to make. Make meaning we know already. What is that? To create anything. To create anything. So here to make, it is the meaning of poetry. Greek meaning of poetry, it is to make. So next, a poet is thus a maker, and the poem something that is made or created. Made or created. On the basis of this poetry, and make. It have a connection, poet and created. Okay? A poem, it is the creation of a poet. A poem, it is a creation of a poet. So here said, the poem something that it is made or created. All poems created in any poems. It came from the mind of a poet. So no single definition of poetry is possible, but some characteristic features of poetry may be mentioned. Okay, this is a small notes about poetry. Once again, here the word poetry originates from a Greek word meaning to make. It have a close relation from Greek word poetry and this meaning make also. Then a poet is thus a maker and the poem something that is made or created. On that way, poetry and a creature also have a poet and a creature also have a close relation. So let's look next part. Here I am showing some pictures. We know that what is the name of our poem? We already said in the first step of this class the name of poem. The name of our poem, it is the squirrel. This is the image of a squirrel. This is a beautiful image of a squirrel. So I am going to give some more pictures of squirrel. This is first one. You just look this picture, this image as carefully. And after this I will show some more pictures. You want to identify the similarities of each pictures. So this is first one. Then second picture here, one more squirrel. Look this. Any similarity have from first one? This is the one more second squirrel. So let's look this one. The next one more squirrel. This is one more squirrel. Third one. This is third squirrel. Here you saw three squirrels. So here one more thing, one more image I am showing here. Fourth one. This image I had taken from our English textbook. I cropped this image. So it is have lost its clarity. That's only problem. Okay, no problem. Anyway, we can identify this one. This is one more squirrel from our textbook. Then I am asking one thing. Do you feel any similarity from these four images? Once again, this first one, then this second one, then this third one, the last one, this is. Do you feel any similarity? So let's look what is the similarity. I am showing these images here as short. Yes, this is four images. This is that four images. Let's look what is the similarity. Let's look that. Okay. So my dear students, look here. All squirrel's tail. Look here, all squirrel's tail. It is same as of a question mark. It is same as of a question mark. We can feel it. Okay, understood now? It is same as of question mark. Here in this poem, our poet, she told us about this question mark. So anyway, let's come back to our chapter. Before this poem, the squirrel, one small note about squirrel. Let's look what is that. Squirrel is a little fun-loving creature. Squirrel is a little loving creature. Squirrel is a little fun-loving creature. No need to explain what is it. No need to explain. Anyway, we can look what is that. It sits on a tree and loves eating nuts. We know that where it's living, where the squirrel living, we know that on a trees, different trees, we know that. So it eats, here said one more point, loves eating nuts. The squirrel loves eating nuts. Every time he is searching to eat any nuts as its food. It has a tail with a curve at the tip. It has a tail with a curve at the tip. the tail of a squirrel, the tip means end. I will show in that picture. Tip means end. Here this end, this area. Here also this area. This is the tip. Okay, tip means end, tip of our finger. This is the end, tip of our finger. Okay, then the tail looks like a question mark that we already discussed in that picture. Its tail is like a question mark. The next, its loose skin look like a gray overcoat. We know that if we are seeing a squirrel, we can look thoroughly. We can look very deeply. That time we can identify its tail, its skin. Its skin looks like a gray overcoat. Gray means it is a color, gray overcoat on its body, overcoat. And it likes to play. Every time it likes to play. We know that it will jump from here to there and one branch to another branch. It will jump to one place to another place. Then it likes to play when a person runs after it. When a person runs after it, it goes in the opposite direction. For example, if any child approached to a squirrel to catch it, it will jump to another side. It will jump to opposite side to escape from that child. That is the habit of that squirrel. So let's look next part. Here poet asking something about this poem to us. Us means to my children. That is, you may have seen a squirrel sitting on the ground in your life at least one time. You may have seen a squirrel sitting on the ground. Okay, understood? Squirrel sitting on the ground, eating a nut. What it doing? Squirrel eating nuts. What did it look like at the time of its eating? What did it look like? Here is a poet's description of just such a squirrel. Here poet describing something about such that squirrel. Let's look what is that, how it is that. From that poem we can look. This is the poem. This is the lines of poem. Okay, only a small poem it is. It is small poem, 6 lines only. Anyway, we can look this. Look this. He wore a question mark for tail. He wore a question mark for tail. What do you mean by for? What do you mean by wore? You know what is the meaning of wore? You know what is the meaning of wear? Wear means I wear this shirt. I wear this shirt. I wear a chapel. Footwear. We had that footwear. That means this wore meaning is the past of wear. The wore meaning is it is the past of wear. Okay. So the squirrel, he wore a question mark for tail. This we already discussed from the first part of this lesson. The image of its tail looks like a question mark. The next, and overcoat of gray. This also we discussed. An overcoat of gray. Overcoat of gray means what we said. Its skin. It is like overcoat of gray. Its skin color, it is gray color. So we can identify the color of squirrel. It is gray. Then some countries we can see different types of different colors of squirrel. Anyway, commonly we can see this gray color squirrel. Then he sat up straight to eat a nut. He sat up straight to eat a nut. He is sitting. He is sitting to eat nut as straight. Straight means we know that straightly. Other one is curved. Okay, this is straightly. That means straight means like this. Curved means like this. Okay, this is straight, this is curved. So this our squirrel is sitting like this straightly. Okay, straightly. The next, he liked to tease and play. He liked to tease and play. We said that the squirrel, it will jump from here to there, from one branch to another branch. It will go from here to there. Everywhere it is playing. So that poet discussed that he liked to tease and play. Tease and play, he said. The next, and if we ran around his tree, if we ran around his tree, what will happen? If we ran around his tree, what will happen? He went the other way. He went the other way. If we run around his tree, then he went the other way. If any children approached him to catch or to disturb him, he went the other way. That means he will escape from that place to another place. Okay, so as brief, we can look once again this chapter from first. What is one small summary, short summary we can look. First we said the squirrel, the poem name Squirrel, then poet name Mildred Bowers Armstrong. The next third one we discussed about that word poetry and make and poet and creature also we discussed. The next we identified the difference between these four images. The tail of squirrel, it is like a question mark, and next one, what is a difference we identified. The next short we looked the summary of this poem, and the next one directly poet asked something about this poem. Before starting this poem, she asked it to us something. We discussed that also. After that, we looked this poem. We studied this poem. Anyway, it's a wonderful poem. It is very funny poem. Then with this, our poem concludes here. It is the time to wind up our class. After this class, I will post some PDF notes to your WhatsApp group. You want to copy that notes to your notebook, and anyway, I will give small description about that notes. First, I will give some new words to copy to your notebook. First, you copy that new words in your notebook. After that, you want to copy that poem one time to your notebook. You will get it from your textbook. That poem you want to copy one time to your notebook. It is only homeworks, and you want to write these exercises and take photo, send to us. After that only we will identify your attendance and all other things. Anyway, let's wind up here. This is our poem. Let's meet next week with the next class. Have a nice day.